Hello everyone and welcome back to our final session. Thanks for staying the course. Hope you've had a good morning. Now first of all, we've got some announcements to make. We're aware that yesterday's interview with Shadow University's Minister Emma Hardy, we had a few technical difficulties. Pleased to report that the full interview is now available to watch on YouTube via the link in the newsletter that you recently received. You can also see the interviews that I did with politicians from all of the UK's devolved parliaments, including Kirsty Williams, Stephen Aitken and Claire Adamson on YouTube. You can watch those by following the links to YouTube in the scheduled sessions in the guidebook or the website, and we should have those links appearing in the announcements box too. Secondly, the prizes. We advertised a prize draw for a Kindle for all our voting delegates. Joshua Fleury was the lucky student who selected at random. Joshua will be contacted during the next week or so to make arrangements for his prize. And secondly, the Fanciest Dress event. Mel Philpott attended that event and she was declared the winner. Mel showed up in her master's gown as her graduation ceremony had been cancelled. She also impressed by having a background that was a graduation scene. We'll be in contact with Mel later in the week with details of her prize. Now, I'm going to hand over to Barbara Tarling, who is going to talk about our honorary life members. That's often abbreviated to HLMs. Barbara is our current student member of council. She's been in that role for 4 years and she's an HLM herself. Over to you, Barbara.
Hello, everybody. If anyone's feeling starstruck after watching Monica Grady just now, we're now going to see some stars of our own. The Students' Association presents honorary life membership to students who've played an active role in our organisation and who've gone over and above what's expected to represent and support their fellow students. Now, those of you who've been to conference before will know the presentation of these awards is a highlight of the closing session. And after each citation is made, there's always a massive round of applause from delegates in the Hub Theatre. We're going to try and replicate that today with the help of our amazing backstage team. So please get ready to clap, cheer, make some noise for each recipient when I give you the signal. It's my privilege and honour to present some new awards today to members of our Central Committee representative team. That's those students who give up time and energy to attend OU committee meetings to get the student voice right to the heart of debate. But first, I want to mention briefly 2 students who were honoured earlier this year by the Students' Association for the outstanding contribution that they've made in their volunteering roles. Firstly, Cherry Day. Cherry has given so much over a number of years to support students, staff, volunteers, the association and the Open University. She's our outgoing Vice President Equality, Diversity and Inclusion. Cherry always puts the needs of those she represents above her own, and she's been a positive role model to so many. She's been a champion in defending and promoting the rights of people with disabilities and other groups for students with protected characteristics. The way she cares for other students and what happens to them is something to aspire to. She's always there for others. The enthusiasm with which Cherry's approached her role and her dedication are outstanding. She'll fight tooth and nail for what she believes in. We all know Cherry as a warm and welcoming person, full of life experience, easy to talk to, non-judgmental, and always kind. As well as excellent company, she's also a great person to share a laugh with. She's always been willing to help her fellow student reps. She takes them under her wing and she's there for them in times of their personal need. She's been a huge source of advice and has an immense knowledge of the association, which she's always been happy to share. Cherry accepted her honour earlier this year, and we're really pleased because that means that she'll have to stay in touch with us. So can we have a round of applause, please, for Cherry? Thank you, everyone. Now, Steph Stubbins also accepted her honour quite recently. There she is. Steph was elected to the Executive Committee as Vice President Community in 2016, and she went on to be elected as Deputy President in 2018. And in those roles, she's worked tirelessly to advance the interests of OU students. She's been an inspirational member of our team. She shows an infectious enthusiasm for any task she approaches, with an overwhelming sense of positivity and pride in the work she does on behalf of the association. She's been an immense support to many present and past and current volunteers, and she's always champions the student voice. She's been extremely well liked by students, association staff members, and OU staff alike. She always had a smile and a good word for anyone who wants to discuss the OU and the association. And she's been a real credit to us in whatever task she undertakes on our behalf. Steph has been a huge voice for students, especially disabled students, and she always went the extra mile to get that voice heard. Now, some of you will know from personal experience, Steph has been responsible for bringing many new faces into volunteering for the association. Her passion and energy and infectious enthusiasm inspiring many fellow students to get involved. She made a huge impact in a short space of time, and although her term of office as Deputy President was cut short by ill health late last year, her achievements and her commitment to enhancing the experience of all our students is held in high regard by us all. We're agreed the Students' Association gained a wonderful volunteer when Steph got involved. And when she accepted her honorary life membership, we were pleased to understand that we will always have her support. So can we please have some applause and some cheers for Cherry? For Steph! Right, now I'd like to tell you about some volunteers we're honouring with new lifetime memberships at Conference 2020. Firstly, Nicki Hadjipanteli. I hope I said that right, Nicki. Nicki's been travelling from her home in Greece to Milton Keynes for over 10 years to take part in student representation across a number of OU committees. As a rep for the Faculty of Business and Law on our Executive Committee, and as part of the reference group that advises our student Senate members. Nicki's very popular amongst her student and staff colleagues. She's known particularly for her quiet and considered input to meetings and her thoughtful contribution to discussions. She's passionate about the association, committed in the roles that she's played, and she's never afraid to be the one to ask the questions and always makes a valuable input to a debate. Her considerable experience and knowledge built up over these years has meant that she's helped train and support many new reps while they're finding their feet. She's generous in her sharing of knowledge, both of education matters, but also how the university's complex committee system operates. She's meticulous in reading her papers, raising questions about anything that she feels is detrimental to students, and she's an absolutely passionate advocate for students living outside the UK. She ensures that other student reps feel included and empowered. Fellow reps agree that she plays a central role bringing students together to consider the issues before a meeting, ensuring the team's well prepared and can make an effective contribution, acting together for the best outcome for students. Nicki's known for her kindness and friendliness, and her reputation as a dedicated and selfless student rep is appreciated by everyone who comes in contact with her. She's been described, and I think you can see this from the photo, as gentle-natured but formidable, a deadly combination. A fellow rep has noted that without Nicki by our side, we would never have achieved half of what we did. Others have commented that Nicki is the very model of what a student rep should be, and we all agree that this honour is richly deserved. So, time for applause for Nicki Hadjipanteli. Next award, waiting for, do we have a photo? Oh, there it, oh, how elegant is that? Oh. This is Derek Naysmith. Derek is a much valued and highly respected student rep. And that's a view shared by everyone who's had the pleasure and privilege of working with him. He's been a rep in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, a member of our Senate reference group, and he's served on many other OU committees, too numerous to name here, for over 10 years. Derek's home is in Scotland, but he regularly travels to Milton Keynes, usually with his faithful guide dog by his side. And we know this travel is challenging and rarely straightforward, but he always arrives ready and prepared to contribute wholeheartedly in all meetings and discussions. Newly appointed student reps are especially happy to work with Derek. He ensures new volunteers are well supported, kept informed and up to date, helped to understand the issues, and guided through often long and complex paperwork. Derek has supported and trained new reps in this way over a number of years, going out of his way to help others as a matter of course, right from when they first enroll. Derek's contributions to meetings are always student-focused, thoughtful, well-argued and well-presented, and he's listened to with respect by everyone, right up to the most senior members of the university. He adds a vital and fresh perspective to discussions and has provided invaluable input both to the association and the OU in a number of assisted learning projects. He's also highly regarded by staff in the Quality Office for his work as a PQR reviewer. Derek has shown exemplary dedication and commitment to his voluntary role across different committees over the years. He's a wonderful student rep and fully deserving of his award. So can we have some applause for Derek, please? And our final Central Rep Award goes to Nigel Patterson. Oh, that is a very typical Nigel picture. Nigel has been a valued and valuable student rep for the association over many years. In his first life with the OU, back some years ago now, he was an active member of the association's executive committee, and he was the student responsible for proposing named degrees. In his second incarnation, that's in recent years, Nigel's been a passionate student rep in the STEM faculty and another valued member of the Senate reference group. He's also been active in student societies and a great force for good, that's a quote, particularly in Fusion, the Physics Society, and M500, that's maths. He's also on the esteemed student reference panel and makes a great contribution there. This all underlines the great passion he has for his faculty, and we know he makes every effort to promote him whenever he can. Nigel is a dedicated student rep, an ardent supporter of the association, and always willing to share his knowledge with other members of the rep team. He's been a long-standing help to new student reps, being that visible and knowledgeable source of support and information that has helped many newcomers develop into their roles. He shows a true student-centered approach in his work as a rep, always making sure that things that are done are for the benefit of the students and always looking out for their best interests. Nigel is a really principled man who cares deeply about the university, its students, education in general, and most importantly, the principle of openness. He cares deeply about student community, and he's never afraid to take on a challenge and speak out for what he believes in. Fellow reps report that he's one of those relatively rare people you can have quite an intense argument with, but with no falling out or bad feeling involved. He is truly a lifelong learner and a keen advocate of OU policies that understand and support students. Nigel is nothing if not committed to the cause. He goes above and beyond with the interests of students as his driving focus. We feel that this honour will recognise his long and tireless commitment. So can we have applause for Nigel Patterson? Right, there is one final honour to award. Cath. I'll just use the name Cath. She only needs one name of introduction. And there can't be many departments across the OU who aren't aware of our Cath. You'll all have seen Cath throughout the last few days, from when she welcomed you to the weekend and introduced many of our guests and speakers. She's fielded student questions, been part of student consultations, performed a Jeremy Paxman in the University Challenge, socialised with the rest of us in the student hubs and gatherings, and still managed to be here to lead the closing session of conference. You'll possibly know by now that Cath is our departing president, and the levels of energy and input that you've witnessed this weekend have been the same as her level of commitment and dedication that the association has enjoyed for these past 2 years. Cath began her student association career as a member of our University Challenge team. She initiated and helped to run Fusion, our physics society, and became chair of the society committee that provides help and support to all our student societies. She then worked as a faculty rep in STEM, developing that role into a blueprint for the sort of contribution that reps can make in their faculty, before being elected 2 years ago to the role of association president. As president, Cath's leadership of the Students' Association has been simply outstanding. She's worked tirelessly to support students, both individually and collectively. She's a passionate advocate for student engagement and has used her extensive knowledge of the OU to ensure that the student voice is heard far and wide throughout the university. In any crisis, everyone should have a Cath. Never one to shy away from a challenge, she's fought unceasingly to obtain the best outcomes for students during the current pandemic. She's a formidable character when holding the university to account. She's been very active throughout her term, representing OU students in the wider world too, with her excellent wonky articles and speeches at conferences, contributions to all party parliamentary committees and other key events. Various often listed qualities of an OU student, you know them all: hard work, dedication, commitment, motivation. Cath has them in bucket loads, and the Student Association has benefited from them all. She's been a visible, available and supportive presence to fellow students, always willing to help those who need encouragement or information, generously sharing her knowledge and wisdom, providing the value of her experience to students on the many forums and platforms where they gather. To fellow student reps and other volunteers, Cath has been a supportive and highly influential colleague, rallying members to do more than they believe they could do, and inspiring them to rise to the challenge time and again. Her executive committee team members report their pride at working alongside her, being a better rep because of her, and considering her an amazing colleague and, moreover, we hope, a lifelong friend. We know that Cath will continue to be an active participant in the association and will continue to encourage and support students with her unwavering enthusiasm. It's just what she does. Her love for the OU shines through, and her immense pride at being an OU student is clear to see. Most of all, Her dedication to the Students' Association and everything she's done for OU students puts her right up with some of the best presidents that the OU Students' Association have been fortunate enough to have. That's why we're all immensely happy and very proud to award Cath with honorary life membership of our association. And I don't need to tell you that this is a moment to applaud.
Thank you. That's quite tough coming on and speaking immediately after that. I am feeling quite emotional now. So firstly, before I say anything on my own account, I have got a few words to say on behalf of our 3 new HLMs, because unfortunately the tech wouldn't allow us to get them to come in themselves and speak. So firstly, from Nicki. Nicki wanted to say thank you all and everyone who's proposed me and supported my HLM nomination and seen it through. It's an amazing honour coming from my peers and I'm grateful and thankful. Thank you for the journey together that we gave time and gained knowledge, understanding and confidence, and a thank you again. So that was from Nicki. And from Derek. Derek says, I was initially shocked when I received an email advising me I'd been nominated to become an HLM of the association. I was surprised that doing what I enjoy, being the student voice on university committees as a central committee representative, could result in this honour. I was pleased that so many of those I respect in the association had appreciated my contribution enough to nominate me. Finally, I'm proud to accept the nomination to become an HLM of the OU Students' Association. So that's from Derek. And from Nigel. Thank you very much for this kind and very unexpected honour. This will sound a bit corny, but my single most important motive in serving as a student rep, in whatever capacity, has been to play my small part in helping to make the university the best it can be in providing high quality higher education for students present and future, and that the Students' Association is the best it can be in representing those students. The contribution I've made, of which I'm most proud, is helping to ensure that when the first BSc was introduced, the Open BSc, that it would be possible for students taking that qualification to also include some arts in that degree, and for students taking the Open BA to continue to include some science. Well, that's certainly a legacy to be proud of, in addition to the many things Barbara mentioned. And finally, on my own account, I was utterly shocked and moved when I got the email from Fanny to say I'd been nominated for HLM and my CEC colleagues had managed to take a vote on it behind my back. I thought it was pretty impressive, really. I really did shed a few emotional tears, and I've read the kind words people said back a few times when things have been getting me down a little bit. It was particularly lovely to be nominated by so many people who have made such immense contributions themselves. I'm delighted to accept, and even if it wasn't already certain, yep, this is going to go until you've certainly not seen the last of me. Now, we'll have some more to say later, but for now, I'm going to hand over to Sin McGuigan. Sin is the chair of our Joint Societies Committee and a fabulous advocate for all societies. Like Sin, I first got seriously involved in the association through societies, and I've made many friends that way, so a great advocate for them. So Sin, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Cath. Yeah, hugely involved in societies, and as a current societies chair, I literally just go out and every single time I come across an OU student, I'm like, please go to oustudents.com and sign up for a society. So today we're going to open our societies pledge drive. At the last conference, we pledged to support clubs and set them up, and off the back of that, we're now running at 56 clubs. But if we can get that sort of a buy-in and engagement for our societies, just think what a difference we could make. Yesterday, we had a really productive session where some of our societies shared an idea of what they do and what they offer students. This session saw a number of people get really excited about the way that societies can help build that sense of community for distance learners. Finding people that love the same stuff that you love really does help to alleviate the isolation. Here at the association, there's so much support from societies, from me, the societies chair, the VP's community and admin, and the rest of the community team specifically, but all of the office staff in general. Everybody is really supportive of what we do in order to try and build a student community. So last conference, it was clubs. This conference, it's societies. So I'm asking every single person who's come to conference today to pledge to at least consider joining a society. And if you want to stick in the live Q&A question box over here, that you are going to go and going to look at what societies offer and what they can do for you and to sign up. We would really, really love for you to pledge now that you will get involved in our societies. So basically, I'll tell you a little bit more about our societies, because we have a range of them. Some of them fit nicely alongside the faculties, you know, like the STEM related societies, Fusion for physics, Alchemy for chemistry, and M500 for maths. FAS, we have societies specifically for poets, for history, for Write Club, and the Psychological Society. FBL cover law and business societies respectively, and then we have more societies with no specific faculty alignment, like mountaineering, the change ringing, and commercial awareness, which is one of our newer societies, which tends to sort of straddle the barrier between business and law, but everybody's involved in what commercial awareness is going on and how things are affecting society as a whole. So we're asking you to sign up to a society. We're asking you to look at what's there. We're also asking you that if you feel that there's a gap that we're not already considering, please get in touch, let us know, and the support is there for you to help set up a society if we don't already have an active one up there running. So please help me make this the most successful conference in terms of student engagement by pledging to join a society, build student community, and get involved. You can find a list of all our current societies at oustudents.com under the communities tab, under societies. They're all there. Join one of us, and if you see that there's something missing that you really think that we should have, get in touch with us. There's a little Q&A box at the bottom where you can put that in. That's me. If anybody has any questions about societies, please get in touch. We've still got all the forums open. We've still got the social media spaces where you can grab us and ask us anything that you want to ask us. Thank you.
Thank you, Sin. That was great. Now, as I'm sure many of you will know, the term of office for our current Central Executive Committee finishes on the 31st of July, and the new team will take over from the 1st of August. At a normal conference, all the new team would come up on stage so that we could give them a good cheer and wish them well. Obviously, we can't manage that here, but I just wanted to quickly introduce them to you. And when we've introduced them all, then we can give them all a cheer at the end. So firstly, our newly elected student members of the Board of Trustees. The trustees ensure that the association is behaving prudently and doing what it's meant to do, i.e. advance the interests of OU students. So our new elected members there are Aidan Cameron, Barbara Tarling, Claire Wallace, John James and John Paisley. The board also includes the President, the Deputy President and VP Administration, as well as 3 external trustees. We have 1 vacancy still. Look out for the by-elections in the autumn if you'd like to join the Board of Trustees. A new Central Executive Committee. Firstly, area reps. Continental Europe, we've got Ray Adcock. Ireland, Wendy Reid. Wales, Lorena Grana. And we have 2 vacancies for England and Scotland, again, by-elections in the autumn. Faculty rep. For business and law, we have Gareth Jones, Verity Saunders for wellbeing, education and language studies. And again, you know what I'm going to say, vacancies, STEM, FAS and open. So plenty of opportunities to get more involved in the autumn. Do ask people if you want to find out more. And new vice presidents, administration, Matt Porterfield, community, Anka Seaton, education, Sim McGregor, who you've just met, engagement, Fanny Zombo, equality, diversity and inclusion, Patrice Belton, and student support, Alison Kingan. And new council member, Jessica Little, and of course, Deputy President Ian Chain and President Sarah Jones. So firstly, before we do anything else, I'd like a virtual round of applause to our new elected reps, but also to those who stood for election but were not successful. It takes guts to put yourself forward for election. So let's have a round of applause, please, for our new CEC and Board of Trustees. I'm sure everyone joins me in wishing the new reps all the very best. We know you'll do your utmost to support OU students. Now, I'd like specifically to say a few words about my successor, Sarah. Sarah's been on the CEC as a faculty rep for WELS, Wellbeing, Education and Language Studies in this term. She's been a really hard-working rep. She seemed to spend half her life, if not more, in meetings on campus. And she really got the Students' Association and student voice generally thoroughly embedded in that faculty. She's also been great in taking on extra CEC duties, not that weren't specifically to do with her role, from the student experience discussions to the student charter. She's been proactive in supporting students, particularly during the alternative formats debacle, when she spent long hours working with the faculty to help sort things out for students, and I'm sure many of them are very grateful to her. She's done all of this alongside raising her 2 kids, the monsters, completing 120 credit study a year at 3rd level this year, indulging a serious Lego habit and maintaining the most fabulous hair yet seen on CEC. So Sarah, have a wonderful time as president. I wish you the best of luck, and I know you'll do the best for OU students. Now, in conventional terms, one might pass a baton over. But given my known association with ducks and Sarah's love of Lego, we have a slightly different approach here. So we're going to pass over the duck.
Thank you, Cath. All of a sudden it's turned into a Lego duck.
Yay.
Okay, so thank you so much for that, Cath. As a thank you to Cath from the association, we've sent her some flowers to say thank you from all of us, as I'm sure you'll appreciate she's done an amazing job. But before I go talking about Cath just a little bit more, I want to explain my outfit. Over the last few months, I've decided that I am going to need to be Wonder Woman to fill the shoes of Cath. Cath is going to be such a class act to follow. I have learned so much from Cath, and without her encouragement, I wouldn't have stood for the role of president. Cath has always been approachable on anything and available whenever we have needed her. As well as being known for her ducks, Cath has also used the gavel, loves the gavel used at central executive meetings to keep us all in line. And if that doesn't work, the classic teacher shh always comes out. But if ever anyone made a comment about being strict like a teacher, Cath's face was always a picture. Right at the start of her term, though, Cath kept saying how she didn't do fluffy, she didn't do anything fluffy at all, and she left all the fluffy stuff to everybody else. Trust me, I can assure you that isn't the case any longer. Cath is most definitely fluffy. Amongst all the serious stuff that we've done, we have spent an awful lot of time laughing. Usually Cath at me and the things that happen to me. And one time I can remember at the dinner for the CAN conference, we were sat on the naughty table, me and Cath and several others. Apparently our laughter could be heard right across the other side of the room. That although Cath does have a dirty laugh, mine is worse, and I think it's probably louder as well. But we always end up laughing more as the tone of the conversation lowers. So most of this is not actually repeatable. I'm going to leave Cath with one final piece of advice, as well as our eternal gratitude for everything she's done and good luck in the future. Cath, whatever you do, do not cite yourself. Thank you so much.
I had a feeling Sarah was going to say that. And, you know, I was thinking of adding to her description the dirtiest laugh I've ever come across, but I thought I'll leave that one to her. So thank you. That's really made me laugh. Now, I want to finish off with some more thank yous here. Now, the first one, the biggest one for everybody, has to be to our staff team for the amazing amount of hard work that went on behind the scenes to get conference happening in the weeks leading up to it and over this weekend. It's gone so smoothly on the surface. I'm sure you've been running around frantically behind. You're amazing. And in particular, I want to mention Amy Underall, who's been working all hours to mastermind the whole thing from beginning to end. Amy, you're amazing, an absolute star. We're so lucky to have you. Can we have a round of applause, please? And while I'm on conference, a thanks to the students on our steering committee, many of whom you will have met hosting the sessions. In addition to those people there because of their other roles, there are also spaces for normal students to apply. No, I'm suggesting that those of us in roles are abnormal. You can decide that for yourself. So this year we had the wonderful Nicola Connolly, Jeremy Lane, Sarah Andrews, Emma Varty and Bev Smith. And the steering committee's made a fantastic contribution. So thank you to them. And also, of course, thank you to all our speakers, our hosts and our facilitators. And thank you to all of you for coming along. Conference would be nothing without the attendees after all. So let's have a big clap for the conference, everybody, and everyone involved in making it happen. Now, on a more personal basis, my 2 years as president have gone incredibly quickly. There have been some brilliant highlights and some tough times, but I wouldn't change any of it for a minute. Being president has often meant that I'm the one in the public eye, but the work we've done has been done by the team, by our team in the CEC, so many different initiatives that have been pushed forward, so much work done to support students, and several of our CEC have been taking on heroic workloads to cover for colleagues who couldn't continue. By our team and the trustees, an outstanding example of combining thorough scrutiny with such a constructive and positive way of working. And by our staff team, working so hard and with such determination to make ideas and plans happen and supporting reps at every turn. Be proud of yourselves, all of you, you rock, and I'm going to miss you hugely come the 1st of August. Some people in particular have offered me incredible support personally. I'm not going to name names publicly, but you know who you are, I hope, and a massive thank you to you. I also want to put on record my thanks to all the OU staff who've worked with us, involved us and supported us as an association, and who've reached out to me personally, whether to look for ways to work together, to offer encouragement, help, or sometimes just to chat over a real or a virtual coffee. Part of our role as a students' association is to be a critical friend to the university. Yes, that means that when necessary we challenge, we hold them to account. But we agree on far more than we differ, and we have so many common aims. Student-staff partnership is real, and it's the way to achieve so much more for all of us. I'm really looking forward to seeing the great things that the association and OU will achieve together in the future. So thank you, everyone. We're now just going to finish with a couple of videos to say our goodbyes until next time when we meet again. Thanks for coming, everyone. Enjoy the videos.
5, 4.
Well, if we call those lines of communication, then I'll eat my ruddy hat. It's time the Students' Association came into being to get a clear route through and a clear route back. To and from. I think that sceptics are always a hurdle, and they're always with us. And unfortunately, to some people, you have to prove your worth before they'll join you. It's as simple as that.
After much campaigning and hard work, the OU Students' Association came into being in 1972, and Millicent Marsland was elected as the first president.
By the mid-70s, student reps sat on major decision-making bodies throughout the university. This continues to this day.
Also at this time, the association helps students with disabilities take part in study tours worldwide using a specially converted bus.
Towards the end of the 70s, we campaigned for access to grants for OU students. The long fight for funding for part-time learners began.
The OU Students Educational Trust was set up in 1984 to give a helping hand to the OU students in financial hardship.
In 1985, President Chris Woworth delivered a petition with 160,000 signatures to Number 10, signalling our tireless support for the Open University against government cuts.
In the 90s, we campaigned for both Bachelor of Science and named degrees. Now students could proudly show their field of study to prospective employers.
Peer support became available in 2000 for students looking for a motivational helping hand from their peers.
In 2003, the Disabled Students Group evolved to provide support for students with seen and unseen disabilities and celebrated its 15th birthday at Conference 2018.
President Joan Jones led the campaign to secure the coveted NUS card, now called Totem, for OU students in 2005.
The association was part of the long-running campaign to make student loans available to part-time undergraduates from 2011.
We broadcast our first radio show, now known as Studio, in 2014.
Building on a legacy of inclusion and diversity, our LGBT+ group, Plexus, is formally affiliated with the association in 2017.
Be part of the next chapter in our story.
We are OU students!
Hello, I'm Nicki. I'm the president of the OU Students Association, and in this short film you're going to hear from some OU students who want to share with you their experiences of life as an OU student, how they fit their OU studies into their lives, and just how important the OU is to them.
Hi everyone, my name is Sam Rogers. I am 33 years old and I have been a student with the OU now for nearly 6 years.
Hi, my name is Melanie and I'm on the third module of the Master's Programme in Human Resource Management with the OU.
Hi, I'm Malika Steed. I'm an Open University student currently studying a BA Honours Environmental Study.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm an OU student studying Business Management degree. I started studying with the OU because I couldn't get out and about because of my health issues. I wanted to make sure I was keeping my mind active, and I looked online and found an advertisement for the Open University, and I started studying.
And what an amazing sense of focus and energy studying through that time, through that period has given me. It really has been an extraordinary experience.
I gained a lot of confidence because I completed my Masters and my dissertation, and I really gained a lot of confidence in learning itself.
We call upon the OFS to get engaged with part-time and distance learners and develop a full understanding of the impact of study on our lives and the barriers we need to break to succeed as students. We want the Office for Students to find solutions to tackle the recent decline in part-time student numbers so that more people can access life-changing learning. We are all starting to understand the problem. Make 2018 the time to find the solution.